The game, I think we got to figure out these pick and rolls right now and just make stops. I think the fatigue factor of the game, if there is one, will come our way if we make him miss some shots.
You've been doubling Andrew Bynum. We double Kobe Bryant as well.
It'll be a late game situation, but there's a good chance we will.
All right, thanks a lot. Back to you, Marv.
All right, thank you, Craig. Fourth quarter underway. Corey Brewer hit a couple in the third. That time rimmed out, and the Lakers are on it. Ramon Sessions back on the floor.
Pretty big few minutes here for the Lakers with Kobe and Bynum on the bench. This is where they like to go to Gasol, who gets fouled by Harrington down on the block. But we heard George Karl mention the fatigue factor. I think it would be great for Mike Brown to be able to keep these two guys on the bench here for several minutes, and for this Laker reserve group to keep their heads above water, because George has been resting Ty Lawson and Fareed as well as Gallinari, who's now back onto the floor. I think Denver will be the fresher team in this fourth quarter.
Sessions making the turn, trying to teardrop that was way off. Gasol, but a rescue gets it to Blake. That's a three for Steve Blake. Coming into tonight, just 4 of 15 over the first 3 games, but showing some signs. And a foul on the Lakers. It is on Barnes.
Every bucket here in the first few minutes of this quarter, huge for LA, particularly a shot coming from Blake beyond the three-point. Blake can continue to be a threat from the perimeter. It really changes everything for this Laker offense.
Fareed and Lawson check back in. Coming on for Brewer and McGee. Harrington with a nice fake. Harrington to the rim, and he scores. You may have noticed he is back to wearing that protective mask over the broken nose, which he did discard at one point back in the first half.
An interesting matchup here, Marv. George Karl going with Gallinari on Sessions for his pick and roll defense, leaving Lawson and Andre Miller on Blake and Barnes.
Sessions with the shot. 9 points for Ramon Sessions. Lakers up 75-73.
Well, the inclination, if you're a bigger player guarding a smaller one, is to back off. And that's what happened on that one. And Sessions took advantage, getting the open look.
Now Sessions met by Lawson. He'll try to set the screen. Gasol going at Harrington, and a bad pass picked off by Lawson. Able to keep that dribble alive. Harrington from the angle, 4-3. Yes! Now Harrington from downtown, and the Nuggets have a 1-point lead.
That mask isn't bothering him now, is it?
Two and a half gone by in the fourth.
See those bench points, that's no surprise, not only in this series, but all season long.
Gasol, Lakers up by 1. Yeah, the Denver bench, second in the NBA, right behind San Antonio. Lawson with the lob. Fareed could not handle it, was slightly off. And it's taken by Hill. Sessions with a floater. Hill on the follow. And a foul.
Well, how about the minutes once again for Jordan Hill, who's on the verge.
Sessions with a floater. Hill on the follow. And a foul. Well, how about the minutes? Once again for Jordan Hill, who's on the verge.
Tonight, certainly in game 3 and this evening in game number 4 as Hill misses on his first of 2. The Lakers have a 1-point lead. It's been close throughout. Nuggets have led by as many as 7, the biggest lead of the night for Los Angeles, 3. We've had 14 ties and 18 lead changes. Gallinari with Fareed and Harrington up front, Lawson and Miller at the guards. Lawson handled by Sessions.
This is the smallest lineup that George Karl has played, I think, in this series with Harrington and Fareed. And I think he's comfortable doing it because Bynum is on the bench. I would expect when Bynum comes back, you'll see another change from George Karl.
Off the turnover, it's given right back. Miller thought he had a teammate leaking out and overthrew. Sessions on the drive, hands it off to Barnes to try to adjust. Fareed coming away with the ball. Got it. Checking back in. That was a block by Fareed, his 3rd. So the ball back to Denver. They're down by 2.
And the Lakers really did well with Kobe on the bench for those 4 minutes. They outscored Denver 8-5.
Miller backing in on Blake. Now Gallinari defending. George Karl likes to change things up, and he has used Gallinari throughout the series. There's the alley-oop that's snatched, picked off by Miller. He saw that coming.
Like a free safety in football.
Miller all the way, rejected, turned back. Here come the Lakers, led by Gasol. Blake pulls it up for 3. And Hill is right there.
What a sequence there. Looked like Denver was going to tie the score at the other end. But good defense by the Lakers, and then another offensive board for Jordan Hill.
How about the performance by Hill? 12 points, 10 rebounds. McGee is fouled, hit at the line. Only a 46% free throw shooter. That includes his days with the Wizards. It's both.
You can see he's got a nice touch. I mean, there's his mom giving a fan a high five. McGee has unlimited potential, Marv. I mean, he's got a nice stroke. He just has to develop his game and his confidence.
And his mom, Pam McGee, an All-American at Southern Cal.